Fox and Friends did a segment slamming Hillary Clinton and defending trickle-down economics.
Hillary Clinton botching an attempt to attack trickle-down economics with this doozy of a soundbite.
Don't let anybody tell you that, it's corporations and businesses that create jobs. You know, that old theory, trickle-down economics. That has been tried. That has failed. It has failed rather spectacularly.
Really?
So joining us now with her reaction from our sister network is Fox Business's Maria Bartiromo. Good morning to you, Maria. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I mean, clearly this is a political statement. We know that we're in campaign politicking when Hillary Clinton says something like this. Obviously, to make to the record straight, business and corporations do, in fact, create jobs. That is where the job creation comes from. Yeah. It was clearly an attempt by Hillary to fire up the base with divisiveness and with populism. I don't think it will work because I think this is not going to resonate with people. People are much smarter than that. They recognize business creates jobs.
Do you think she believes that?
You know, I don't. I mean, I know her husband doesn't believe that.
Elizabeth Warren doesn't. She wants to stay to the left of Elizabeth Warren to keep her out of the presidential race.
That's all this is about. And you know, it's disappointing that it's such political lacing on everything, because the truth is what you really would hope is get through the midterm elections and then get into an environment where you actually see policies that are job-creating policies. I would look to the energy sector, the possibility that we see a change with XL Pipeline going online. That is trickle-down economics. That will create jobs, not just for, obviously the companies drilling and getting the product from the ground, but also other companies that are related to that. That's trickle-down economics.
Do you know how many jobs the Keystone Pipeline would create that are permanent jobs? Less than 50. So that's your grand job creation idea? No, that's a terrible idea because it would also add to pollution and it would add to the carbon in the atmosphere, which would increase climate change, which we need to immediately reverse by using renewable energies and green technology. So that's a horrible idea, but this is all you need to know about trickle-down economics. Number one, it consists of deregulating the market and cutting taxes specifically for the rich, because the idea is if you cut their taxes, it will eventually trickle down to everybody else. Now, is that true? No, it's not true. What we've learned throughout history is that when you cut taxes for the rich, they don't create more businesses. They end up taking that money and putting it in their fucking bank accounts. That's what they do. So it's an empirical fact that it doesn't work. That's number one. Number two is George H.W. Bush nicknamed it voodoo economics because even he knew it was bullshit. And number three, every single time it's attempted, there's a giant boom-bust cycle. So, for example, Ronald Reagan did it. The economy took off, and then it crashed. George W. Bush did it. The economy took off, and then it crashed, and we had the subprime mortgage crisis and the Great Recession. And the best example, which nobody ever brings up anymore, but they need to bring up because it's the most important historical example, is the three presidents leading up to the Great Depression. Warren Harding, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover. All of them tried trickle-down economics in the 20s. They did massive deregulation. They cut taxes on the rich. And what happened in 1929? You had the crash, the Great Depression. And it took FDR, a progressive, to come in and do the New Deal and do all this new Wall Street regulation to get us to a point where we created the middle class. It was sustainable, and we didn't have a giant banking crash for decades because of the regulation. So this idea that, we know that trickle-down economics works, absolute nonsense. Now, the only area where I'm actually going to give credit, and it pains me to say this, but give credit to Brian Kilmeade, is that one thing he said where he goes, well, Hillary's just trying to stay to the left of Warren for the presidential election. Ding, 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 ding. See, secretly, Hillary Clinton is a lot further to the right on the political spectrum than a lot of Democrats think. She's in the ballpark. She's in league with her husband, Bill Clinton, but probably even to the right of him, with President Obama, but probably even to the right of him. She certainly embraces the idea of trickle-down economics more than a real progressive would and should, but she's paying lip service now to more progressive ideals because she sees Elizabeth Warren is barking up her tree, and she knows that something bad can happen in the primary season.